Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The Divine Radio is always singing if we could only make ourselves ready to listen to it, but it is impossible to listen without silence. Please continue watching to find out more.
Namaste, cherished viewers. Namaste means hello in Gujarati, one of the languages spoken in India. My name is Heenal. The spiritual people of India send you loving thoughts of appreciation for being so noble. Mahatma Gandhi was a beloved spiritual teacher and visionary leader of the Indian independence movement. Born in 1869, this passionate servant of humanity started out in life as a timid young lawyer. But after personally facing discrimination, he became determined to better the world and transformed into the giant for justice we know him as today. Mahatma Gandhi once called himself a man of God disguised as a politician. His lauded courageous activities had deep moral and spiritual roots. The book Pathway to God is a collection of some of his writings that reveal his thoughtful approach to the divine. In its pages, we will see that truth was his end and love was his means. His guiding principles of selflessness, humility, non-violent resistance, and vegetarianism are still very relevant. Any truth seeker will find much logic, insight, and solace from Gandhiji's words. Now we would like to share with you Mahatma Gandhiji's eloquent thoughts from the book Pathway to God. Chapter 10, Meditation, Ramanama. 1. The virtue of silence. Experience has taught me that silence is part of spiritual discipline of a votary of truth. When one comes to think of it, one cannot help feeling that nearly half the misery of the world would disappear if we, fretting mortals, knew the virtue of silence. Before modern civilization came upon us, at least 6 to 8 hours of silence out of 24 were vouchsafed to us. Modern civilization has taught us to convert night into day and golden silence into brazen din and noise. What a great thing it would be if we in our busy lives could retire into ourselves each day for at least a couple of hours and prepare our minds to listen to the voice of the great silence. The Divine Radio is always singing if we could only make ourselves ready to listen to it. But it is impossible to listen without silence. Two, silence facilitates communion with God. Silence has now become both a physical and a spiritual necessity for me. Originally, it was taken to relieve the sense of pressure. Then I wanted time for writing. After, however, I had practiced it for some time, I saw the spiritual value of it. It suddenly flashed across my mind that was the time when I could best hold communion with God. and now I feel as though I was naturally built for silence. Silence is a great help to a seeker after truth like myself. In the attitude of silence, the soul finds the path in a clearer light, and what is elusive and deceptive resolves itself into crystal clearness. Our life is a long and arduous quest after truth, and the soul requires inward restfulness to attain its full height. 3. True meditation. True meditation consists in closing the eyes and ears of the mind to all else except the object of one's devotion. Hence, the closing of the eyes during prayers is an aid to such concentration. Man's conception of God is naturally limited. Each one has, therefore, to think of Him as best appeals to him, provided that the conception is pure and uplifting. 4. Power of God's name. Rama is the strength of the weak. This strength is not to be obtained by taking up arms or by similar means. It is to be had by throwing oneself on His name. Rama is but a synonym of God. You may say God or Allah, or whatever other name you like, but the moment you trust nothing but Him, you are strong. All disappointment disappears. Ramanama is an alchemy such as can transform the body. The conservation of vital energy has been likened to accumulated wealth, but it is in the power of Ramanama alone to make it a running stream of ever-increasing spiritual strength, ultimately making a fall impossible. Just as the body cannot exist without blood, so the soul needs the matchless and pure strength of faith. This strength can renovate the weakness of all man's physical organs. That is why it is said that when Ramanama is enshrined in the heart, it means the rebirth of man. This law applies to the young, old, man, and woman alike. 5. Take the name with every breath. Though my reason and heart long ago realized the highest attribute and name of God as truth, I recognize truth by the name of Rama. In the darkest hour of my trial, that one name has saved me and is still saving me. When a child, my nurse taught me to repeat Ramanama whenever I felt afraid or miserable, and it has been second nature with me, with growing knowledge and advancing years. I may even say that the word is in my heart, if not actually on my lips, all the 24 hours. It has been my savior, and I am ever stayed on it. What is the mark of a man who has Rama enshrined in his heart? Such a man will take God's name with every breath. His Rama will be awake even whilst the body is asleep. Rama will be always with him in whatever he does. The real death for such a devoted man will be loss of this sacred companionship. A devotee of Rama may be said to be the same as the steadfast one, Sthita Prajna of the Gita. He will live in the consciousness of soul and look to the care, first and last, of the end-dweller. Such a man will take God's name with every breath. Loving viewers, thank you for your company on today's Words of Wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for part 2 of this program. May God's comforting light embrace you and your loved ones.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule 和 suprememastertv.com/WOW。